Welcome to another Rock Class video where we are reinforcing our children's knowledge. Let's say Psalms 18 verse 2. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Psalm 18 verse 2. Hey there! Are you ready to review some Bible facts? Let's see how well you know the kings of Israel. Who was the first king that God appointed over Israel? Do you know? Think about it for just a moment. Who was the first king of Israel? Did you say King Saul? Then you got it right. Very good. Now, do you remember how long King Saul reigned over Israel? Think about it. How many years did he reign? You got it yet? Exactly, 40 years. Now, who was the second king over Israel? Who did God appoint after King Saul? Think about it for just a moment. Who was the second king? Who was it? You got it yet? That's exactly right, King David. God appointed David after Saul. Do you remember how long David reigned as king over Israel? Do you remember that one? It's going to sound a lot like how long Saul reigned. That's exactly right. 40 years. Now, David had a son. And God appointed David's son as the next king of Israel. This man was really well known for the wisdom that God gave him. Do you remember who it was? Think about it. Who was the son of David that God appointed as king? Did you say Solomon? I thought you did. You knew that. You're doing such a great job. Now, how long did Solomon reign over Israel? Let's think about that. How long did Solomon serve as king? That's right. 40 years. So here we have the three kings over Israel and Judah. You have King Saul, King David, and King Solomon. All three of them each reigned 40 years. You did a good job. Now, I'll tell you what, though. Because of sin in Solomon's life, God divided the nation. And so what we're going to consider next are the kings of Israel. 10 tribes broke away from Judah, and we're going to be looking at their kings next. Matter of fact, let's go somewhere else and we'll talk more about this. All right, are you ready? We've already considered the three kings before the divided kingdom. But now let's talk about the kings of Israel. Who was the first king over the northern nation of Israel? Do you remember who it was? What did you say? Someone said it. That's right, Jeroboam. Jeroboam was the first king of Israel. All right, who followed Jeroboam as king over Israel? Think about it. Remember who it was? You got it? That's right, Nadab. Nadab was the second king of Israel. Now, who followed Nadab? This guy has a very funny name. You remember who he was? The third king of Israel? That's exactly right, Baasha. So far we have Jeroboam, Nadab, and Baasha. Now, what about the fourth king of Israel? Do you remember who the fourth king of Israel was? Let's think about it. Keep our thinking caps on. That's right. You got it. It was Elah. Elah was the fourth king of Israel. Now, the next three kings of Israel, let's kind of go through them somewhat quickly. Think about the fifth king of Israel. Who was he? Did you say Zimri? That's exactly right. Now, who followed Zimri as king of Israel? That's right, Omri. And then who followed Omri? This next king was a really, really bad king. That's right, Ahab. So we have Zimri, Omri, and Ahab. You're doing a good job so far. But let's keep going with our kings of Israel. Who was the next king after Ahab? Do you know who it was? Think about it for a moment. That's right. Ahaziah. He was the next king of Israel. And then who followed Ahaziah as king of Israel? Do you remember? Think about it. You got it yet? Jehoram. Jehoram was the next king of Israel. You're doing a good job so far. Let's see if you can do the next three kings of Israel. Who followed Jehoram? Think about it for a moment. That's exactly right. Jehu. Jehu was the next king of Israel, followed by, you remember the next one? That's right, Jehoahaz. Jehoahaz was the next one, and then after Jehoahaz was, you got it yet? Jehoash. That's right. So we have Jehu, Jehoahaz, and Jehoash. Great job so far. But who comes after Jehoash? Do you remember? Think about it for just a second. He sounds a lot like the first king of Israel. You got it. Jeroboam the second. That was the next king of Israel. You're doing an awesome job. Really, really good. But who followed Jeroboam the second? Do you remember him? That's right. Zechariah. Zechariah was the next king of Israel. Now, the next we'll kind of go through somewhat quickly as we are approaching the end of our list. Do you remember the next three kings that followed Zechariah? Let's see if you know them. Shallum. That's right. Good job. But who followed Shallum? And you got it. Menahem. He followed Shallum, so we have Menahem. And who followed Menahem? That's right. Pekahiah. So Shallum, Menahem, and Pekahiah. Now you're doing a great job. I am impressed at how well you know your kings of Israel. But now we're down to the last two. Who followed Pekahiah? You remember? That's right. Pekah. Boy, what a name. As in peekaboo? I don't know. But Pekah, and then after Pekah, here comes the last one. Remember the last king of Israel? One more. Hoshea. That's right. Man, you've done a great job. You know your kings of Israel. Now I want you to keep working on these, but our next chart that we'll look at next week will be the kings of Judah. Hold on just a second. Wait. Don't go anywhere. I wanted to share with you your drawings. Our first picture is by Alina Kemp, and it is a picture of Noah and the ark with the animals on the water. Good job, Alina. Our next picture is by Alex Kemp, and it is also of Noah and the ark and the animals and the birds in the sky. Really good drawing, Alex. Our next picture is by Gavin Cross. He colored a picture of Moses as a baby in the basket on the river. Nice job, Gavin. Our next picture is by his brother Mason Cross. He illustrated Moses leading the Israelites through the divided sea. Very nicely done. Our next picture is by Rose Locke, showing several events in Moses' life, including him as a baby in the basket and the burning bush. Great job, Rose. Henry Pritchett has drawn us a picture of Moses and the burning bush. Be careful, that bush is hot, Henry. Watch out. Nice job. The next drawing is by Benjamin. This is of Moses and his staff turning into a snake and all the sparkles representing the great power of God. Good job, Ben. Here Carly has drawn us a picture of Moses as a baby in the basket being taken out of the water. That is beautiful, Carly. Great job. Our next picture is by Alina Kemp, and it is one of the burning bush. Nicely done, Alina. The next picture is by Alex Kemp. We see Moses parting the water and the Israelites crossing over on dry ground. Great job, Alex. Our next picture is by Adam, and it is showing the children of Israel crossing through the waters of the Red Sea. Very nicely done, Adam. Here we have a picture by Brianna Lynn showing the cloud of fire and the walls of water as the children of Israel cross through the sea. Great job. And our last picture, Savannah Rose, shows us the baby Moses floating down the river. Beautiful picture, Savannah. Thank you. Parents, have your children draw a picture of one of the 6 days of creation and send them to me for next week. Pick one day of the 6 days of creation